Hello, I want to do a quick tutorial on how I connected my relay box to my Land Cruiser. I started out with a 6-gauge wire that I connected to the positive terminal in the fuse box on the passenger side. I routed that cable around the fuse or the air box to this 60 amp circuit breaker that is mounted on a custom 3D printed bracket that uses a 10mm bolt underneath of the rubber stripping. I then routed the 6-gauge wire, positive wire, through flex loom underneath this front panel and zip tied it to spots underneath of that to the driver's side of the vehicle, to where it is then terminated to a positive bus bar down there. The negative bus bar is then connected to a grounding point right down there. These both are mounted on, this is mounted on a custom 3D printed bracket that I designed and 3D printed to use existing studs that are sticking out of the back of this control module, whatever it is. The relay box is also mounted on a custom 3D printed bracket that uses existing holes that are down inside the fender down here at the bottom. I then wired up, pre-wired the yellow wire and the white wires, which the yellow wire is going to your accessory positive lead and the white wires are triggers to your switches. I came out of the fuse box with the 2 positive wires and connected them to the positive bus bar, and then the negative wire connecting it to the negative bus bar. I then routed, I also connected the fuse. This is an accessory fuse that I'm using to power the switches on the inside of the vehicle. So I fed that through this little area right here. You can barely fit it through there, but I fed it through there. It works well. It's not cutting into the wire or anything. I then came over here and routed that wire underneath this and came up with a negative wire as well. And I bundled up all the white wires, the negative wire, and the positive wire, and then wrapped them in fiber tape or cloth tape for wire looms, and ran this around the same path as the negative wire and fed it through a grommet right back in there. You can barely see it. There's the grommet right in there. I then, inside the vehicle, I bundled them all up and brought them all back down here and fed them through here, to where I've created a positive and negative pigtails, to where I can connect up the positive and negative connections off the back of the switches. And all these are going to the control panel or control line of the switch. I also created a pigtail that will tie into the green wire on the rheostat in the dash right up here that will control the lights for the switches, and then tie these are little pigtails that will connect up to the switch itself. I then pre-wired the switch I plan on using for these lights with all connections to color code and match everything. I did steal EOD guy's drawing, and that's basically what I'm using right there to how I'm wiring it up. So once I get all the switches, once I get my lights, I'll be probably doing another video of everything all wired up, because I'm not going to take the dash apart multiple times if I really don't have to. So I've got a couple of more switches on the way for the planned out lights. So hopefully this is helpful for somebody. If not, sorry.